Okie
Once upon a
dokie.
time, there was a man named Montreal Canadiens who founded the land of Montreal.
Did he really? Hey everybody, and welcome to another edition of On a Couch Talking Sports. We've switched couches this week, but we're still the same guys. As always, I'm Robbie. This is Kyle. Kyle, how you doing?
Pretty good. I got a wet willy from a 1-year-old earlier today, so other than that, it's been a good day. So
good. Well, that not good, but you know what I mean. But anyway, so we actually have a special guest calling in a brand new guest on our show, our buddy Scott. Now, I know some of you may be thinking, wait a minute, you've had a Scott on your show before. This is a different Scott.
it's another guy.
Yeah, another guy named Scott. We know a lot of Scotts, apparently.
Yeah, that's right. Second Scott.
Yeah, second Scott on the show. This Scott actually is a member of a show that we've talked about a lot.
Yes.
The Craig Show, and it actually is the third for current and former member of the Craig Show to be on our show. Obviously, Craig's been on, Sean's been on, and now Scott's been on. So, Scott, we're pleased to have you on. Welcome to the show, and thanks for joining us. How you doing?
I'm doing great, guys. Thank you, Robbie and Kyle, for having me on. I really appreciate it.
Anytime, buddy.
No problem. And so for tonight's episode, if you've watched the show before, you've seen Kyle and I sort of go back and forth about one of our favorite rivalries, the Boston Bruins and the Montreal Canadiens. It is a
fun rivalry.
It is a fun rivalry, a big rivalry around these areas. And so we just sort of wanted to take we've talked about games and series and stuff like that, but we just sort of wanted to take sort of a basic look at, what makes the rivalry special, and sort of what sort of any exciting memories we have from the rivalry, from any games that we've been to or any games that we've watched, stuff like that. So, Sky, I know you said that hockey's not your best sport, but I know obviously you like myself and like Kyle are a big sports fan, a big Boston area sports fan. So I guess let me ask you this question: what do you think makes a rivalry like the Bruins and Canadiens such a special one to watch?
That's a great question. Something I can tell you inherently through my father's blood-boiling hate for the Canadiens. I've realized I despise them myself, and as you said, hockey is not my best sport, but I do support the Bruins. I am a Bruins fan. And while it may not be my favorite sport, I absolutely despise everything about the Montreal Canadiens. So I think it's basically just the fact when sports transcend into heritage, I feel like that is when culture is born, and that's what causes a lot of the hatred and the rivalry and what makes the victory so sweet and the defeat so horrible.
Definitely, and I mean,
good point.
I think it's sort of the same thing. I mean, obviously you were born, your dad, Kyle is a very interesting story because your dad is a Bruins fan.
Yeah, he's American. He was born here in America.
In the Boston area.
Correct. In Massachusetts.
But your mom was actually born in Quebec, if I'm not mistaken.
She actually grew up in Montreal, so in a suburb outside of Montreal.
Now I have to, and we've kind of established this, but just for the record, for the people, which team do you like? Which team do you like better?
So here's the thing. I'm sorry to put the damper, Scott, but I am actually a Canadiens fan. But yeah, I know. I'm gonna get a lot of booze and tomatoes. So go ahead, get your tomatoes and your lettuce, and go ahead and throw it at the screen right now. So
I still love you, Kyle. It's okay.
Oh, okay, thanks, Scott. I appreciate that.
We all love him. We just love to hate the Canadiens. So yeah,
that's fair. They're kind of like the Yankees to the Bruins, Red Sox. I can see that.
That's a really good analogy.
Thank you. So, but if it wasn't the Bruins versus the Canadiens, if it was the Bruins versus any other team, then yes, I would definitely support the Bruins. So yeah.
And I'm obviously, all my family has always been big Boston sports fans, so I think it's sort of the same thing with me. I was sort of born into it. I've loved the Bruins since since a young age. And
There you go.
obviously, when you like the Bruins, you were born kind of like with the Red Sox and the Yankees. You're sort of born to hate the Canadiens.
Exactly.
Like Scott was saying, like you were saying, but you're sort of on the other end of it.
A little bit, yeah. I was sort of raised to, even though my dad is a Boston fan on all fronts. I guess I've just for whatever reason I've sided more on the Canadian side of things when it came to hockey. But with other sports, I like Boston the best. But with hockey, yeah, I've been more of a Canadiens fan, I guess, than with all the jerseys and everything growing up. So
well, and here's the next point I want to bring up. And Scott, again, I'll start with you on this. Obviously there are some big rivalries in terms of Boston sports. You got the Sox, Yankees, Bruins, Canadiens, Celtics, and like the Knicks, or Celtics, Lakers even.
That's true, yeah.
And then the Patriots against like the New York Jets. And I guess I'm kind of interested to hear from both you guys. Where do you feel like the Bruins Canadiens rivalry sort of fits in terms of like the list of Boston sports rivalries? And so Scott, let me start with you. Where do you feel like the Bruins Canadiens rivalry sort of ranks in terms of big rivalries around this area?
That is another good question. I like this question. Let's see. So I'll answer both worldwide or, well, at least statewide aspect and personally.
Yeah.
So for state-wise and country-wise, I would say it would probably go the Red Sox, Yankees, of course, because I mean, even when it's not baseball season, you see all types of Yankees versus Red Sox.
Yeah.
I would then have to say right after that would probably be the Bruins and the Canadiens. And then following that would be the New York Jets and Patriots. Now, personally, I hate the Jets more than the Lakers, the Lakers, the Knicks, the Canadiens, and the Yankees all combined.
Wow, that's a lot of hate.
Yeah, that is. Yeah, I can see where he's coming from because the Jets. I mean, I hate the Jets. Oh,
they suck.
I hate the Yankees. I hate the Yankees probably the most out of all the Boston area rivals. But the Jets.
That's fair.
The Jets are pretty close to the Canadiens in terms of 2-3. So I definitely see where he's coming from on that.
In 2004, had you asked me, it would have been Yankees all the way. I would have absolutely despised the Yankees the most, but the Jets, they're just, I don't know, I can't, and that's not a shot at any of their fans, because it's one thing I want to say is, if you're born in New York and you're a Jets fan, that's what you should be,
Yeah.
Or if your father was a Jets fan, your mother was a Jets fan, your father was a Bruins fan, your mother was a Canadiens fan. You're supposed to be what you want to be in that situation.
Yeah, absolutely. But I mean, the Jets, especially since Spygate and Rex Ryan, I just can't stand that. Scott, your reaction tells the whole story there. It's it's a pretty big rivalry. It's a team we love. Yeah. Another team we love. We all love to hate is the New York Jets.
Oh, yeah.
I can't even say love because we just hate them.
Yeah. No love in that sentence.
No love in that sentence. All right, so Kyle, let me sort of get to you on the initial subject. Where do you sort of rank the Bruins Canadiens rivalry in terms of even just in general or personally, whichever one?
Well, growing up, I always looked at. For me, I'd probably also rank the Yankees and Red Sox. Although one of my friends, who was a Yankees fan, I guess was saying that, it's not a big deal anymore nowadays about the whole rivalry. But I don't know. I still think the rivalry is pretty strong with Red Sox and Yankees.
Yeah.
So
you still hate them. I mean, obviously the level of excitement has, sort of calm, not calm, but sort of gone down a little bit over the last couple of years. But I mean, I still hate the Yankees. Nothing's ever going to change that. Yeah, nothing's ever going to change that.
Yeah, I mean, so I don't know. It's tough. They all kind of are pretty pretty evenly, because it has toned down a bit with the Red Sox and Yankees. I do kind of respect the Yankees because I at least would like. Well,
can you really? Yeah, I was about to say.
like
can you really say that?
I'm sorry. Let me rephrase. I respect Derek Jeter.
yeah. No, that is true. I do too.
I like the guy
I
Derek.
agree with that.
Yeah.
And Mariano Rivera.
Yeah,
I respect both of them.
Yeah, Rivera and Jeter, I've always respected. Everybody else, I can't stand.
Well, you don't respect A-Rod?
No. you
Why
can't
not?
say
Just say that thing's name on TV. Oh my goodness. I knew that I just felt a part of me die inside every time I hear his name mentioned. He is just such a disgrace to all things sports. I hate A-Rod. But yeah.
It's like Harry Potter. It's like he who must not be named.
Yeah, right. So you're basically calling him the What?
I think he said great analogy.
Great analogy.
Yeah, he is.
So you're basically calling A-Rod like the Voldemort of baseball, basically.
Exactly. Yeah, no, that's exactly right. That's exactly right. Because he is.
He really is.
Yeah, he's just evil.
Yeah. So evil. He's probably going to lose his nose eventually and just like...
With all the steroids he's been taking, he's got a lot more than his nose. Lose a lot more than his nose.
Like Ray Fiennes.
That's the real reason why his lips are purple.
Yeah. Get that evil wand and he's gonna have like the big black cloak, kind of like Emperor Palpatine, and he'll like 20 years, he'll be like a craggy old man. Yeah.
I just hate the fact that we're talking about it right now.
Speaking of him, actually, funny story, if I may.
Yeah,
that's fine. Yeah.
Absolutely.
So there's one individual in Stoneham who I really hope to watch. Like, I really hope that he watches this. He's a Yankees fan.
Can I make a guess? Has he been on our show before?
I don't believe so. He may have been, actually, but I'm not. To my knowledge, he hasn't. Mark D'Angelo.
Oh, never mind. I thought you were talking. I thought you were talking about Sean, because I know Sean's a Yankee fan as well.
Oh, he is?
Oh, but Sean's in the same boat as Kyle, though. I'll always love them, no matter what.
Yeah. But I was just thinking because Sean played Alex Rodriguez on the Craig show, so that's why I thought he was going.
Very good point. He did. I think I blocked that memory out because I was so mad at him.
I would too. I would absolutely too. Yeah.
He did have a funny. Yeah, that's pretty good.
Let's get Mark D'Angelo after the 2004 World Series, well, not after it, but during it, in the midst of the series before with the Yankees. So we're down, obviously, 0-3 to the Yankees. Yeah. And this jerk is showing up every single day. I love you, Mark, but I'm going to blast you here. This jerk's showing up every day in different Yankees uniform, right?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Preaching doom, like, the end is near. So naturally, we win that series 4-3.
Yeah,
you know he shows up in the next day with?
A Yankee.
Albert Pujols.
Tried to be all incognito. Trying to act like nothing's happened. Like, what are you talking about, Yankees? What are you talking about there? But I'm sure you guys let him hear it. Let him hear it those following days, I hope.
Oh, he heard it from every single angle, everywhere. Winning that series was so sweet.
Yeah.
Oh,
in his face.
That was
I'm
great.
in Boston, and as a Yankees fan, what are you doing?
Yeah, and I mean, I've known a few kids, through high school or whatever, who have been Yankee fans. It's like, why?
I know, right?
Why?
Yeah. Actually, an interesting point, too, to kind of like on the other end of the spectrum. See, I used to live in New Jersey for a few years, and I kind of was the lone Red Sox fan amongst like a bunch of Yankees and Mets fans, and that was actually kind of interesting because I grew up in Rhode Island, and I was, my dad being in Massachusetts, and we were always big Red Sox fans, so it was kind of funny being in New Jersey, being like the only Red Sox fan, except for my 6th grade social studies teacher. That we were the only two like actual Red Sox Patriots fans. Which is really
you were the better people.
Thank you. Oh yeah.
But yeah, so I mean, there are so many big rivalries around this area. I think every single one is, it has so many good memories. But just if we turning back here for a moment, I think you were saying about where it sort of ranks for you.
It's really tough nowadays. I guess I'd say because the Yankees and Red Sox have calmed down, I would say pretty equally for me. Because I feel like as the Yankees and Red Sox have calmed down, I feel like the Montreal Canadiens have actually gone up a little bit over the years. It looks like.
You mean Bruins Canadiens?
Wait, what did I say?
No, you said Red Sox, Yankees have come down. Just the Canadians have gone up. The Bruins and Canadians. Don't discount our local team here. The Bruins are involved in this rivalry.
Oh wow, yeah, that's what I get for okay. Yeah, that's what I meant to say. So I feel like
that's all right. You're good. You're all right.
The hockey rivalry versus the baseball rivalry. I feel like they're pretty equal because while the baseball rivalry went down, the hockey rivalry kind of like went up to kind of meet it right at the nose there.
And they've had a lot of exciting playoff meetings as well. I mean, obviously we know what happened last year with the Canadiens knocking the Bruins out of the playoffs. We won't go into too much detail about that. But I mean, I guess here's the next point. I got a couple more points I want to make on this subject. The next point is sort of, I'm kind of interested to see, obviously from a Canadiens fan perspective and then a Bruins fan perspective, just sort of, what's the biggest thing that you dislike about the other team? So, Scott, what is the biggest thing that you dislike about the Canadiens?
Absolutely everything.
There's no one thing. It's just all bundled into one, right?
It all bundles into like the you get an image. A lot of it's propaganda, but of course I'm 100% sold on it. Like you just get this image of not Canadians in general, because Canadians are a beautiful, beautiful people. I have tons of family.
That's very nice of you. Thank you.
The Montreal Canadiens, the team. I feel like we get like this image of them, like with their noses in the air while they're skating, and they just expect to win all the time. And just get out of my eyeballs. I don't want to see you.
Flopping. I think my big thing would be flopping. Every time I watch the Bruins and Canadiens, the Canadiens are always flopping. They're always trying to get penalty calls, and there's certain ones. Like one I'll mention on the air, PK Subban is just, I cannot stand it. He just like, every time he gets touched, he falls down. It's like, seriously, just stop. Just get off the ice. So I think, for me, the Canadiens...
Go play soccer or something.
Yeah, exactly. Go play soccer. Yeah, I mean, that's... Yeah, exactly. You're exactly right. Go play soccer if you're going to do that. I mean, come on now. Kyle, what's one thing you hate about the Bruins? Go ahead. You can say it. We're all adults here. We can handle it.
Well, actually, that's kind of the funny thing. I actually don't really hate the Bruins, to be honest. I just like the Canadiens better. But that doesn't.
Do you hate anything in life?
Yeah, exactly. You're absolutely right, man, Scott. He's so nice. He can't even muster up a bad thing to say about anything.
I feel like someone could I would obviously hope this would never happen, but I feel like someone could come up to Kyle, punch him, and Kyle would just look at him and go, "Oh, did you have a hard day?"
That is true. You gotta admit that is, you are. I mean, all kidding aside, you are one of the nicest guys I know.
Oh,
every kid I know.
You are so nice, and it's like just the fact you can't. I remember. I'm gonna get completely off topic here for a second. Well, not really, but I remember the first time that you were on the Craig Show. And Scott, you'll remember this because you were on with him. But you could not muster up a bad thing to say about anybody on that show. It was unbelievable.
Literally, like every other nice person, there was two other nice people on the stage. And we both were able to come up with some mean things to say about people. Like not like overly mean, but something mean. Yeah. Kyle, it's a credit to him. He got a heart of gold and the soul of an angel. Oh. He is an amazing person.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Robbie, you're a great person as well.
Well, thank you, Scott. You're a great guy as well. I know sometimes on the show you get sort of a bad rep, but you are in real life. You are a really nice guy. And,
yeah, you really are. Like your character is like the complete opposite of you.
Yeah,
in the
exactly,
show.
exactly.
Despite the fact you are really funny as that character,
Yeah,
the freak
yeah.
character.
Oh,
you crack me up as that.
Yeah, oh, hysterical.
I appreciate it, guys. It sometimes it's hard because, like, you know, I don't like being mean to Craig, breaking the fourth wall here, but I do.
It's all right.
To watch.
It's all acting. It's all part of the show. That's how I look at it.
Yeah, I mean, it's fun. It's all in good fun. You know, you yell at each other on the show, and then you share a laugh afterwards.
Yeah,
so
it's just kind of funny, like talking when I was first on that. Oh yeah, when I was on that episode, the Nice Guys episode, when it was you and Sean and Craig and the rest of the crew. It was just funny talking to. You know, like you being like Coach Sweaty and everything, and then Sean being like the real rock and all that stuff. And then like when you guys are off camera, you guys look the nicest people ever.
Yeah, yeah.
Must have been kind of a shell shock for you. I mean, we try to surround ourselves with nice people, and that's why you guys are always invited. An open invitation. You could literally crash the show if you wanted to. We would be totally happy and okay with that. But yeah, we love you guys and we love your show. So.
Oh,
well, we certainly appreciate it. All right, last thing before we close out with Scott here, just any favorite memories of the rivalry, whether it's been games you've watched on TV, games you've seen in person. And Scott, sorry again, I know hockey's not your favorite, your most favorite sport here, but do you have any favorite memories from the rivalry?
My favorite memories is, it's funny, it has everything to do with and also nothing at the same time to do with the sport of hockey. My father is the most avid Bruins fan I've ever met, and he was heartbroken when Bobby Orr was traded. So he didn't watch forever.
Oh.
And he watched recently a few years ago, I can't remember when, but we beat them, and to hear him from the other room screaming in happiness, pumped that they won. That, and I go in and I watch ESPN, I watch the highlights of the game, and, that to me was my favorite moment of the rivalry, kind of living vicariously through my father's delight in that.
That is, I mean, it's sort of all about the fans. We're talking from a fan's perspective, and, we are fans, and, like, I mean, it's true. I mean, you just get so excited. You get even more excited than usual about this rivalry and all that stuff. So, I mean, it's fun. Kyle, any favorite memories for you?
For me? Oh, man. Well, let's see. I do like I did like when I'm not a huge hockey fan either. I'm like you, Scott. I don't watch a whole lot of hockey myself. But I did like it when I know Robbie and I watched a few of the Canadiens and Bruins games, and I thought that was pretty fun when we did that. And when we just there was one. I think one of the nights we you had your Bruins jersey on, and I brought my Canadiens jersey. And at the time my Canadiens jersey was so tight, it was so small, but I wore it anyways, and I was still cheering for.
Enemies for a night.
Yeah, it was pretty fun.
Yeah,
I liked it.
Yeah.
It's kind of fun when you do that when you're opposing team. It's like you're friends, but you have opposing teams, and you just just for fun. We can kind of make fun of each other and stuff like that. It was good. I liked it.
Yeah, my favorite memory is actually going back to an episode that we did prior. Game 7, the year the Bruins won the Cup, 2011. Game 7 of the Bruins Canadiens series. The Bruins winning in overtime. I think it was just such an exciting moment in Boston sports. Nathan Horn with the goal, and it was pretty awesome. And obviously, there's been a lot of great memories. I've actually been to a couple of Bruins Canadiens games. Some they've won, some they've lost, but I think that just watching that on TV was pretty exciting. Well, Scott, We loved having you on the show, and you say we have an open invite. You have an open invite as well to come back anytime, my friend. I mean, you did a great job, and we really enjoyed having you on, and we really hope to have you on again soon.
Well, it was my pleasure. I'd be happy to come back on a couch talking sports with you gents. Anytime you guys would like to have me, I'd be happy to come through. Anytime, and I promise next time if it's Patriots, Celtics, or Red Sox, I will do much better than games and moments, but I certainly do appreciate you guys having me on. I had a blast, and yeah, of course, anytime you guys want to come on to the Craig Show, just come on over.
All right,
Thanks,
sounds
buddy.
good.
Appreciate
All right, we will. We'll talk to you later, Scott. Thanks again.
Always a pleasure.
Take care.
See you, buddy.
You too. Bye-bye, guys.
All right, there's our buddy Scott.
Scott, definitely one of the nicest guys in Stoneham. I mean, there's a lot of nice people in that town, but he's definitely one of the nicest people.
Yeah.
I think we've known Stoneham. So
He
Scott,
actually,
thank you so much.
for not knowing, for hockey not being his favorite sport, he actually really did a good job.
He did, yeah.
He added a lot to the episode.
I mean, to be fair,
we kind of went off on tangents there too.
We did, and I feel like Scott and I were kind of the same boat, where we both actually weren't like the biggest hockey followers out there.
Yeah.
I mean, I know way more about Superman than I ever will hockey,
Superman.
so I will say that.
Superman. All right, so now we're going to move on to our monologues. Mine is kind of not an emotional one, but kind of a sad note. As many of you know, Kyle and I are both from Wellesley. We're both Wellesley High School graduates. And unfortunately, sadly, Wellesley High School lost one of its own about a week ago with the sort of tragic passing of Connor Darcy. Connor was a 2012 graduate of Wellesley High School. He was a star on the field as well as in the classroom. He was a star lacrosse goaltender and actually was currently playing Division I lacrosse at Penn State, was a starting goalie there. And I just wanted to read, I didn't know Connor, all that well. I mean, I umpired him when he played Little League. I announced his lacrosse games, back when he was in high school. So I knew, I knew him from afar. But I just wanted to read this quote. Our buddy Harry, who we've mentioned before, who's a Wellesley High Schooler now, who knows the Darcy family very well, sent me over this quote. And he said, "Being around Connor at the Darcy household from time to time was always a joy. Although I did not know Connor anywhere near as well as I know Teddy," who's Connor's brother for the record, "I could always tell that he was a great role model for Teddy. I know he will be greatly missed by Will, Teddy, Mr. and Mrs. Darcy, all of their extended family, the whole Wellesley community, the Penn State family, and the Epworth Heights summer friends." So I didn't want to go too far into it, but I just wanted to say, Connor, rest in peace, my friend. We obviously join with everybody and sort of sending our thoughts and prayers out to the Darcy family, and it's been great to see the Wellesley community and the lacrosse community sort of come together for this. So Connor will you will be missed. So rest in peace, Kyle. Now that I've completely taken us to a sad place, what have you got for us this week?
Oh man, let me see. Tonight, I'll keep it simple and short. I guess on a lighter note, I was always curious about curling. I never knew what the big deal about that sport was. I think we talked about it earlier off camera.
Yeah.
I know we're going from two completely different monologues, but I apologize for the big switching.
No, you see, I brought us down. I sort of took a somber tone. You're sort of building us back up, so I appreciate it. But I felt like something had to be said.
Oh, of course,
obviously.
of course, definitely.
I felt like something had to be said about that. So, what do you have to say about curling?
I don't know. Not really a whole lot.
You find it kind of boring. It's kind of boring.
Also, actually, kind of funny. I always thought it was one of the funny sports to watch.
You're pushing a ball with a broom.
You push a ball with a broom, but then it's sorry for curling fans. I apologize in advance if I'm offending any curling fans, whether you're a player or a watcher of curling. But I just find it really funny when the athletes just kind of they push the little thing there, the little ball or giant puck or whatever they got, and then they're so intense. And they're like they're trying to they're trying to rough the. what is it? How do you explain it? It's like you
I
go
don't
in
even
front
know.
of it to slow it down with the broom.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just
It's
kind
frustrating
of funny,
to try and describe.
Yeah. But I just wanted to mention that, and I also wanted to wish the best for Connor Darcy's family as well. So just
Well, so that's going to do it for another edition of On the Couch Talking Sports. We hope you enjoyed. Thank you again to our buddy Scott for coming on.
Yes, Scott.
We really appreciate you, the man, Sky.
Oh, yeah.
For Kyle, I'm Robbie, signing off. Cheers.
Maybe for this episode, we can just require the viewers to watch it all in 3D. Like
We're coming out of the camera.
You have to get those old,
the
those
3D
like
glasses,
red and blue
yeah.
ones. Not the new ones. You have to get the old red and blue ones, and we have to make it all in like that red and blue 3D thing.
Well, you know what? Let me just turn.
Kind of like Jaws 3D or Friday the 13th.
Let me just turn up
Part
all the volume. Let me just
part
turn up
3.
all the volume so that
Oh,
way.
that's an experience. You guys need to watch
You're an
Friday the
experience.
13th. Sometimes. You guys need to watch Friday the 13th Part 3 in 3D. It's so much fun. It actually comes with 3D glasses, and you don't need a 3D TV. It just works that way.
#Kyle movie review.